Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm excited to do, it's going to be a new makeup monthly. This is going to be for the month of October. I always do these videos so late, but I am really excited to do a new makeup monthly. If you're new to this series, I'll link my playlist down below, but it's where I go over all of my favorite products, the ones that failed me, and the ones that I thought were just okay. I do have some exciting book news to share in today's video, as well as a 5-star review that I'll share at the end. I do a channel shout out in these videos as well, so definitely have a lot to get through today, so why don't we go ahead and get started. Alright, I did want to say also that I filmed this look. I have a get ready with me from Friday up on my channel if you want to see how I got this look right here, so I will have that also linked in my description box. But jumping into it, starting off with a fail. This really failed me. This right here might not be what some of you are thinking. Who? I know what some of you are thinking. This is a makeup sponge, okay? A makeup sponge. Get your mind out of the gutter. When I first hauled this product, my mind went to Maleficent and Disney, and some of your minds went in a totally different direction. I saw your comments, and I could never get that out of my head once I saw those comments. So there's that. But this is the Velvet Sponge from Elcie Cosmetics. I purchased this myself from Ulta Beauty, and I was really excited because actually a couple months ago I purchased a few products from Elcie Cosmetics. Let's not exaggerate. I purchased the highlighter, I purchased a foundation, and I really wanted to purchase this sponge, but it wasn't available at Ulta at the time, and I was super bummed about that. And I saw recently that it became available on the Ulta website. It's $18 and I really wanted to get it. I hauled it recently in an Ulta haul, and I said that I was between purchasing the Dose of Color sponge and this sponge. I'd already tried out the Dose of Color sponge. I loved it. I just wanted another one just to have it. That one's $15. But I was like, you know, I really have been wanting to try this one. There's nothing wrong with my Dose of Colors yet. Like, it's still going strong. So I'll just go ahead and purchase the Elcie Cosmetics. And wow, what a disappointment that turned out to be. I don't like this sponge at all. Like, at all. So there's something very odd about this one. Like, when I look at it, I mean, you can definitely see, like, obviously, like, the very tiny little holes in the sponge. But when I apply foundation to my skin and I'm patting it in with this sponge, it's like I can see the little holes all over my skin. So if you're someone who has, I can't think of what it's pronounced as off the top of my head, but you don't like the holes, I don't think that you would really like this sponge, because I can actually see the holes on my skin when I am pressing the foundation in with this sponge. That's the number one thing that I don't like about it the most, because my skin doesn't look flawless and airbrushed and smooth. It looks like it has tiny holes all over. Like, I mean, it's very strange. I'm not a fan. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way it feels on my skin. I don't like the way it feels in my hand. I don't mind the shape. Like, obviously it's a different shape and all of that. Like, I don't mind it. I usually use this side for foundation. I use this side for concealer and powder, and you just have to be a little bit careful because it is really sharp and you don't want to like poke your eye or anything. So I don't mind it. It's large. I have some larger sponges too, but it's not a favorite of mine. Like, the past few times that I've been using it just to like make sure I had my review on it, I was like, but I don't want to use that sponge. Like, the things that we do to get you the reviews, I'm telling you, man, it's hard out here for a beauty influencer, okay? But that is my fail for the month. I really did not enjoy that sponge. I'm kind of sad that I purchased it, so. Moving on, let's talk about some happier things. These are the products that are in the fine category. So both of these are products that I really do like. I just can't say like, these are my absolute favorite, like I'm so in love, you know, these are my new holy grail. Like, I just can't say that about these products, but both of them I still really like, and I think that they're quite decent, so I want to tell you about them. So first up is an eyeshadow palette. This is from Pat McGrath. This is the Eye Ecstasy Sublime eyeshadow palette. This is $28, and I did purchase this myself at Sephora. I was mentioning in a few videos that something about this color scheme was just calling to me. I just wanted to try it out, And I'm not mad, I'm not disappointed that I purchased this palette. I still like it, I'll still continue to use it. Again, I just can't say that I'm so in love with it and it's an absolute favorite of mine. $28 is definitely pretty pricey, especially for 5 shades, and you're not really getting any sort of fancy packaging. Like, the packaging definitely is not anything to write home about. I know a lot of people don't really like the layout of the shades in here and all of the empty space. That's not something that I usually think about. Like, my mind just doesn't typically go there. Or like when things like aren't in a row or the pans don't match, like I typically don't mind that, but I know a lot of people really are not a fan. But again, packaging, like just not anything like super special. But Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes are very expensive. We're talking over $100 type of expensive. So for me to be able to try the formula, get less shades, get a smaller palette, spend less money, that's where I find there to be a value. And it's totally your preference, and some people want to purchase the big palettes and spend the more money and get more shades, and you would get more value out of that. And some people are like me and you just prefer minis, smaller sizes, less product, and that's where you find your value. So that's what it is for me. That's why I decided to go ahead and purchase it. And like I said, I do like it. I think these shimmers are so beautiful. This shade in particular is just like absolutely like so stunning and just like wet looking. I mean, it's beautiful. There's been times where I've gone into this palette just for this shade alone. Like, I'm using a completely different palette and I'm like, you know what? I want this shimmer shade because it's gorgeous. And so this shade right here is actually really unique. Like, it has a really cool shift to it. Like, it looks red in the pan, but you can shift it around and it'll look more brown. Like, it's a really cool shade also. All of them are either like the super reflective metallic shade, or they do have a lot of shimmer in it. There's no mattes in here. So I think that's one reason why I can't say it's an absolute favorite, because it's not typically going to be an all-in-one palette like I prefer. Again, preferences are all totally different and everything, but generally when I'm using this palette, unless I'm doing like a halo spotlight eye, which I can do with all shimmers, I'm using this in conjunction with another palette, and that's okay for me. But again, I really do like the formula in here. Some of these shades are just really absolutely stunning. I do recommend the palette if this is something that you think you would get good use out of the colors, or you want to try the Pat McGrath formula. Again, there's some really cool shades in here and some really beautiful of these metallic colors, and I really do like it. It's just hard for me to say it's like a 100% favorite of mine, but again, I like it and I don't regret that I purchased it. Okay, and then another product that I have in the fine category is a liquid lipstick. This is from Ofra Cosmetics. This is their liquid lip in Portland. This is a mini that came in one of their holiday sets that's available on the website. You can purchase 4 mini liquid lips for $20, and that set is all 4 new shades to Ofra, including the Portland, or you can purchase Portland as a full size individually, which is $20 for the full size. So you have a couple different options there. So again, this is a new lip shade from Ofra, and I love the Ofra liquid lipstick formula. It's one of my favorites. If you're looking for really fantastic liquid lipsticks, I highly recommend the ones from Ofra. So like, I do want to say that I still love the formula. It's only because of the shade that I can't say it's an absolute favorite, like I'm gonna wear this so much, it's a new holy grail shade of mine, because it's just a little bit different for me, but it is so beautiful and so cool. And when I want something different and darker and deeper, especially for like, as we get into, well, it's technically still fall. It's really hard for me to realize that it's still fall and not winter, as we have snow on the ground and the temperatures are freezing here in Iowa. Like, I just assume it's winter, but this is a beautiful like fall winter shade. Like more of like a cool toned, kind of like yummy chocolate brown. So again, I don't think any of you would believe me if I said like this is an absolute favorite of mine, because I don't wear these types of shades a ton, but it's such a cool color and it's more unique to my collection. I don't have a lot of shades like this. So I actually did a swatch video of all 4 of the mini shades in this collection from Ofra. I can link that video on my Instagram if you want to see it. And I liked all of the colors in there, and there's definitely more colors in there that are more me, but when I got to this color, I was like, yes, like it just made me feel like some type of way. And I can do like a really simple eye look and then pair it with a more bold shade, and it really just can kind of elevate the look. And again, I know I already love this formula. I think that it's fantastic, and this shade is really cool. So if you wear a lot of browns a lot, or you like some of these deeper tones, or you're looking for like that fall lip, I think that this shade is really beautiful. And again, you have a few different options. You can purchase the set, you can purchase the full size. I am an affiliate with Ofra, so the holiday set was sent over to me. And so my affiliate code is Samantha. You get 20% off the website if you're interested in picking anything up. I also really liked the shade Portland because I like the shade name, because I actually have a character in one of my books named Portland. So I thought that was pretty cool. In A Questionable Friendship, one of the main characters is Portland. So I was like, I felt like a kinship with this lipstick, you know? So those are the two products that I have in my fine category. And before I move over and share all of my favorites, I do like to do a channel shout out in these videos. It's one of my favorite parts of doing the Makeup Monthly every single month. And this month my creator shout out is going to Mrs. Melissa M. Beauty. So I will have her channel linked down below, and she is just such a sweet soul. I've been watching her videos for quite some time now and connecting with her in my comment section and in her comment section. She has a lot of really great videos kind of targeted at over 50, and so she has a ton of skincare videos that I think are really great for mature and aging skin. She talks a lot about just different makeup products too that work well with more mature skin, different foundations. She does high-end and she does drugstore. She has so many good informative videos, and again, like I said, I just think that she's such a sweet person. She has some of the most like positive, uplifting comments that she leaves in my section. And I just always, I feel like after I watch her videos, I'm always taking something away. I've always learned something, and I just would highly recommend her channel. So like I said, I will have her link down below. I'll link her YouTube channel and her Instagram. I would love if you went over and checked her out. Let her know that I sent you, show her some love. I think that that would be amazing. And I believe I'm going to interview her for my newsletter also. I typically put out a newsletter every month. It just has some more reviews in there and some standout products and any other news that I might have going on that I wanted to share. But I like to share a short Q&A with my creator shout out of the month. Definitely wanted to recommend her channel to you. I hope that you will go check her out. And why don't we hop into my favorites? So my first favorite is a product that is actually not new, but I have just been really enjoying this one, and I wanted to mention it and talk to you about it, and it is what I have on my face today. This is from Pure Cosmetics. This is the 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Longwear Foundation and Concealer. So this was sent over to me from Pure when it first released, which was a few months back. They sent me a bunch of different minis of the different shades, and they sent, I think it was 2 of the full-size products. The full-size products were a little bit too light in shade for me, and so I was using a few of the minis, and I really liked the foundation. I'd already talked about it on my channel. I said how impressed I was with it, that I wanted to pick up a full-size, and I was going through some of my things the other day, and I was like, you know what? Since it is winter in Iowa, I've fully lost my tan. I was like, I can now use these full sizes, and I'm so excited because there were so many times that I'd planned on picking up a full size from Ulta, spaced it, or I decided to purchase a new foundation, one that I wanted to get a review on, and all of those things. But I have recently pulled this into my collection, and I'm so happy with it. I don't think the shade range is 100% great for me, but I make it work. It's LG5, which I believe is light golden 5. Everything, or the 2 foundations that they had sent me, one was like the warm tone and then one was golden, and I'm either like neutral or cool, but I feel like we can make it work. Like I said, I have it on my face today. I have the Get Ready With Me that I'll link down below, and I'm so happy with it. I went through my mini of my my regular, what am I trying to say, my correct shade, which I believe is LN6, light neutral 6. So I mean, we're like pretty close here, but this one, it has the pump on it. This is the one that has 100 shades, which can be very daunting trying to pick out your shade and get all the right everything going on. But I really like the foundation. Oh, it also has so I showed you the pump, and then it also has the doe foot if you open it up, because you're supposed to be able to use it as concealer also. Generally, I use different shades of foundations and concealers, so I've really just been using this as a foundation. It is more like medium to full coverage. I think that you can definitely get it up to full. I feel very full coverage today. So it just kind of, you know, you can kind of depend on your preferences. I like to apply it with a sponge. I feel like it looks really beautiful with a sponge. That's what I normally do for most foundations. But my favorite finish in a foundation is a natural coverage or a natural finish. And I feel like this one is really nice and natural on the skin. It can pull a little bit on the matte side, I think, and I typically like to pair it with a more hydrating or a more moisturizing primer. Today I was trying out the Farsali Skin Tune that I picked up in a Sephora haul recently also, and I could tell right away that I like this foundation. And I've tried it with other, like I've tried this foundation several times. I've been using it for a while, and I just know that I prefer it with a moisturizing or a hydrating primer. So I did want to say that. But other than that, I still really like this foundation. If you like that medium to full coverage, if you like the natural finish and you like a really long wearing foundation, I think that you would really like this one. So again, it's not an absolute brand new product. I've already mentioned it on my channel, but I've been using the full size once again, and I've just been having such a good time with it. I feel like every time I wear it, I think my skin looks really nice. So definitely wanted to come back and touch on the Pure foundation. So I also have a skincare product to share. This is from Good Molecules. This is their Squalane oil. So it says a lightweight facial oil that softens, seals in moisture, and regulates skin's natural oil balance. So Good Molecules is a skincare brand that's available on Beautylish. I actually had someone from Beautylish reach out and ask if I would like to try some of their skincare products. So I did get this sent over from Good Molecules / Beautylish. This is $8, which I think is pretty good. It says apply a few drops to the skin in the morning and at night, let absorb for 30 seconds. Suitable for daily use and on all skin types. So I have been mentioning recently that I feel like my skin is changing a bit. I typically have very dry skin, and I feel like I have been kind of leaning a little bit more towards combo recently. I've noticed that like my natural oils come through quite a bit more, and I've also been dealing with a lot of breakouts, which could be because my skin is getting more oily, producing more oil, maybe clogging my pores and that sort of thing. So I've been a bit frustrated about that. So when I got this, I was like, Squalane oil. I'm not, like, I had to like even look up the pronunciation, and hopefully I'm saying it correctly. Let me see. Squalane, yeah, Squalane oil. So Squalane oil. Like I literally had to look up how to pronounce it, and I was like, I don't know what this is, like, or what it does. But the thing that caught my attention on it was that it says that it regulates skin's natural oil balance. So that kind of intrigued me right away to start giving this product a shot. So Squalane is a natural substance produced by your own bodies, but over time it starts to decrease. So just like so many different things, like like collagen, we typically have a lot of collagen when we're younger. As we age, it goes down, which makes the skin not as firm and all of that. So that's kind of typical, or that's kind of you know, also how the Squalane oil reacts is that it goes down as we get older. And a little bit more about it, it says the Squalane oil fights off skin damaging free radicals that contribute to the signs of aging. It balances oil production, providing just enough moisture to keep the skin clear and healthy. So that's why it's saying it's supposed to be good for all skin types. When I was doing my research on the oil in general, some of the first things I was finding was like, this is really good for dry and dehydrated skin, but also I was finding it is also good for oily skin because it's not producing more of an oil for you, but it's helping balance the oils on your skin. So that's why I got really interested in it. It says also that it has powerful anti-aging properties to help the skin age gracefully, as well as anti-inflammatory benefits to help with skin conditions such as acne and eczema. And it can also help boost blood circulation, which promotes the formation of collagen for firmer, plumper skin and an instant skin glow. when I was starting to do my research again on this, I was seeing that especially kind of starting around last year, this became a really popular product in the skincare industry. A lot of people were starting to say like, this is like the new powerhouse for your skincare routine. I was finding articles like why you absolutely must have squalane oil in your collection. And also I wanted to say, so this is spelled Squalane. There is also a squalene oil, which is it ends in ENE. That is different. So if you are looking and if you are interested in grabbing this, those two are different. This is going to be more of a stable ingredient that won't, like, it has a longer shelf life. So I just wanted to mention that, but I won't go too much into depth into that, but I did want to mention that those are two different things. So coming back to this, those were all different reasons why I wanted to use it. And I have been using this every single day. I have it in my morning routine. I feel like it has made a really big difference. Like I said, I was noticing that I was just more oily, especially like my T-zone areas, but my chin, I was breaking out, especially a lot around my chin, my lip area. I mean, I was even having like breakouts over here, and I wondered if it was because my oil production seemed to be going so, like, I just had so much more of it. I feel like once I've started using this, I've not gone back to having super dry skin, but it's almost kind of helped the oil production from happening, and I haven't been dealing with as many breakouts, which I'm so grateful for, because as someone who didn't have acne prone skin, when I started breaking out every single day, I was kind of overwhelmed because I just wasn't used to it. You know, it wasn't something that I'd been dealing with for so long. Like, I've learned how to combat dry skin over the years. So when it started changing and the breakup started happening, I was like, what do I do? And I have so many products geared towards something totally different in my skincare routine. And I've just noticed such a big difference with this one. So it was really interesting to do the research and check it out and see what it's all about and see the different benefits. And it really does sound like a good product, whether you're really dry. It's gonna help you get hydrated, but not too hydrated. And if you're oily, it's gonna help you not become super dry once again, but help balance out all of your natural oils. And I'm really impressed by this one. So again, it's only $8. You get 0.44 fluid ounces. It's available on the Beautylish website, but I definitely wanted to mention that one because I have been very impressed. Okay, next up, I have a brow pencil. This is from the brand Arches and Halos. This is a brand that's available at Target. This is their micro defining brow pencil. I did get to work with Arches and Halos on my Instagram. I did a few sponsored posts with them on Instagram. I did not have to do anything on YouTube, but I even messaged them and I was like, I just want to let you know, I'm so impressed with the brow pencil. I'm putting it into one of my YouTube videos, like, and they were just like grateful for that to happen. So I didn't have to do it on YouTube, but I like to mention when things are sent to me if I buy them. And apparently now the FTC has changed it that you have to do that. That's been something that I've always tried to do, whether I'm reviewing, putting in a makeup monthly, just talking about a product in general. I always tried to mention whether I received it or whether I didn't. And I've gotten comments from people saying like, I don't know why you say that, it doesn't matter, like, we just want the review. And I was like, you know, it just makes me feel a little bit better. And I know some people are really concerned with whether it was sent or whether you bought it with your own money, and people truly do think that there's a big distinction between the two. So that's why I always tried to say it. But Jen Loves Reviews has a really great video on the FTC and some of the items that they have changed when it comes to influencers, receiving products, sponsored content, and all of that. And one of the changes is that you now have to say if a product was sent to you. So just thought I'd throw that out there. I'll link Jen's video down below. I thought it was a really good video. So we did get to work together on Instagram, but like I said, I wasn't asked to do anything on YouTube. I just really like this brow pencil and want to talk to you about it. So I'm a big fan of micro defining brow pencils, precision brow pencils. They're some of my favorite, like the Benefit Precisely My Brow, one of my favorites. The CoverGirl, I think it's called their micro defining brow pencil or something similar. Really like that one too. This one is $12.99, and again, you can find the brand at Target. And you have your precise pencil on one side, and you do have a spoolie on the other. And I use the shade Neutral Brown, I believe it is. Yeah, just Neutral Brown is the shade that I've been using. It's almost just like a tad dark for me, but I think that it works pretty well. Like I think that it's a fine shade match for me, and I can use it just fine. But I like it because, again, I like the more precise pencils. I just feel like that's easier for me to fill in my brows. Not too waxy. It's not like one of those brow pencils that when I'm filling in my brows, I feel like I'm going over the same spots again and again and again. And I just feel like every time I've used this brow pencil, I've been really happy with my brows. I feel like I'm having a good brow day. I like that you get the spoolie on the other side. And again, it's $12.99. So one of my favorite brow pencils from Benefit is $24. So I think that that's a good price too. And I just want to mention it because I've been wearing this one quite a bit. I took this one traveling with me to one of my trips, my Florida trip, I think it was, when I went down and visited Ofra, and I was really happy with this one. So wanted to mention that. And then I'm just going to wrap up the beauty section with two different products from Colourpop. So first up, I have this highlighter. This is the Horse and Carriage highlighter. This is from the Disney Designer Collection that released recently. And this was a part of like the Cinderella set. So you have Cinderella on the front, which Cinderella is one of my favorite characters. So this was sent over to me from Colourpop, and I was so excited because I didn't get the full collection. I just got a few pieces here and there. And I was so excited to get this one in particular because I do love Cinderella. So this is the inside of the highlighter. These are $12. And this highlight is so intense and so blinding. It reminds me a lot of the Flexitarian highlight from Colourpop, which is one of my favorite highlighters. But that one is the Super Shock highlighter, whereas this one is the pressed powder. It is very blinding. If you don't like intense highlighters, I don't recommend this one for you. This one, I can tell in photos when I'm like going through my gallery on my phone, I can tell the photos that I'm wearing this highlight because it is so beaming, it is so bright. You can definitely go overboard with this one, but again, it reminds me so much of the Flexitarian in shade, but it's just, if you like the Super Shocks, or if you would prefer the pressed powder, or if you were really wanting to get something from the Disney collection, this is a beautiful highlight. Like when you swatch it, it's nice and creamy, and I just think that it is so stunning. So again, if you love a very intense highlight, I think that you would love this one. I think that it's beautiful. Love the packaging. I'm so happy with this one. And then another product I wanted to mention is their lashes. I went back and forth. I was like, I'm trying to decide if I should put this in my favorite category or the fine category, because I don't wear lashes a ton. It was so funny that I just realized I didn't put mascara on today. I have my mascara still sitting next to me that I was gonna put on in the Get Ready With Me, and I didn't do that. And I've been going about my day with no mascara. Huh, interesting, Samantha. That's how you know that I'm still recovering from the flu and how excited I was to film the Get Ready With Me all about my book. That is so funny to me. Hold on, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop on some mascara real quick. Okay, I feel a little bit better. That's quite funny. But again, like I was saying with the lashes, I went back and forth because I don't wear lashes a ton. I wear mascara more these days, which is what made me think of that I didn't put mascara on today. So I kind of went back and forth a little bit, but the reason I decided to put it in my favorites category is because of how much I really have enjoyed these lashes, and that when I make my next purchase from Colourpop, I do want to repurchase these lashes. I've been just so happy with them. So these are from Colourpop. These are the Queenie lashes. So I'll insert a photo so you can see them a little bit better, because you know, once you wear lashes, it's kind of hard to show them and everything. These are $8, which I think is a great price. Even some of my favorite lashes are still not as affordable as $8. Like I really enjoyed the Pure ones, and I think those are still $14. So I think that these are really affordable, and another reason why I'm comfortable like purchasing them for myself, even though I don't wear lashes as much. The first time that I put on the Colourpop lashes, I wasn't overly impressed, and I was kind of like, I don't know, we'll have to see. But I kind of forgot that typically the first time I put on any pair of lashes, I tend to struggle a little bit. It's almost like with false lashes, you have to show them who's boss. You have to let them know you're the boss, like you're the one calling the shots, and to not let the lashes intimidate you. And typically the first time I wear any pair of lashes, even if I've worn them and repurchased the same style, I just do better on the second time I wear them, the third time I wear them, and so on. And I wear lashes as often as I can. I don't just wear them once and throw them away. I reuse and reuse until I can't use them anymore. And every single other time, minus the first time I wore them, I had no issues with them. The band is nice, and like it's a thinner band, but it's not too thin where I struggle to put adhesive on it, but it's not too thick and too bulky, so when you put them on, like the band is so noticeable and it's hard to fit them onto your lashes. And the Queenie style is what really has gotten me the most, because it's not a super dramatic lash. It's not super voluminous, it's not super long, it's not super full, but it's still not a natural lash. Like you can still tell that I'm wearing false lashes when I have these on, like if they're not that natural, but they're just like that perfect in between, like just a style that I enjoy so much. I wore these at the American Influencer Awards. I just knew that they were the lashes that I wanted to wear. I feel so like comfortable wearing them. I think that they're comfortable on the eyes. Like I said, the band's not too heavy and thick, and I really enjoy the style of them. So again, I went back and forth a little bit, but if you are someone who loves lashes, I do really recommend these ones from Colourpop. I will be repurchasing the Queenie set for myself for the times that I do want to wear lashes. There's some, you know, like the Influencer Awards, I really did want to wear lashes, even though I almost chickened out at last minute because I was afraid I was going to ruin my eye look. And there's just some certain looks that I like to wear lashes with them, and I've been so super happy with the Queenie pair, and I think that they're a great price. So those are all of the beauty favorites. Like I said, I do like to finish off these videos with a 5-star review, and I have some book news. So if that's something that's not interesting to you and that's where you're leaving this video, I thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in tomorrow's, but let me go over and hop into that category. So first up, like I mentioned, this look is from Friday's Get Ready With Me video, and that book is all about the release of my new novel. This is my 8th book, The Sixth Lauren, which is available now. So wanted to mention that the past couple makeup monthlies I've been talking to you about the progress that we've been making and the different steps that I was going through to publish it, but this book is officially on sale now. Friday's video has more details about the book. My latest podcast episode has an excerpt from the book, and it's available now on Amazon. Signed copies are available on my website, and Friday's video does also have some giveaways in there to celebrate the release of my new book. But thank you guys so much who've been supporting my novels. I'm so excited to have another one out there. Like I said, this is number 8, and I love doing what I do, and I love being able to put out new books. So I'll have some links in my description box for sure, and we got another new book out there. And then I did have a 5-star review that I wanted to mention. So I put in 5-star books in these videos that I have on my blog, which is chicletplus.com. So the 5-star book that I reviewed in October was Smart Women Finish Rich, and this is by David Bach. This is such a good book. I actually mentioned this in my collab that I did with Michelle Wong. We talked about 5 life-changing books, and I mentioned this book because it has such good information about money, about budgeting, how to make your money work for you. It has so much information about high interest savings accounts, retirement accounts. It goes into, if you are self-employed, how to have a retirement account and get a 401k when you don't have an employer that gets that set up for you. I mean, it even goes into living wills, and it just had so much information. I read the book on my Kindle with a notebook right next to me, writing down all the information that I wanted to look into. I already switched over my savings account into a high interest savings account, and I've already been able to see such a difference of how much more interest my money is earning by putting it in a high interest savings account instead of the tiny interest amount that I was originally getting. I took information on notes about self-employment and 401ks. We moved my husband's 401k into a better plan. I mean, that book just gave me so much inspiration and so much guidance, and really it spelled it out in an easy way. I don't know much about money. I've never had someone helping me with financials, and it's a very confusing world, especially when you start throwing out terms that don't make sense and it all goes over my head. This book really broke it down for you in an easy fashion, and I was so happy with it. I've been doing a mindset and makeup series on my channel, and the next video is going to be about budgeting, and a lot of my tips are coming directly from that book, which I will source in the video, of course, and link it because I just want you guys to read it, especially if you don't feel very confident about money. You tend to find yourself having a lot of questions, but you don't know who to ask. This is a really good starting point, and I've already made a lot of changes just from reading that book. I did also just purchase The Automatic Millionaire by David Bach, and I'm excited to read that one. I know that there's going to be more tips and ideas for me to put into play, and I know a lot of you recommended it when I did say how much I enjoyed Smart Women Finish Rich. So I will have the link to Amazon down below. I'll have my review down there also if you want to see what else I said about the book, but Highly recommend it. I purchased that myself from Amazon, and it was a great, I can't remember how much the Kindle copy was. I don't know, maybe like $11 or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but totally happy with that purchase. I thought it was fantastic. So that's the 5-star book that I wanted to mention for this video. And other than that, that is going to wrap it up for my makeup monthly for the month of October. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you again for your continued support. And if you guys did enjoy this one, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you also consider subscribing before you go. And I will see you in tomorrow's video.